Welcome to Sportpen.
Great to be here.
Today, we're not just looking back at a hockey career. We're really diving deep into the extraordinary journey of Jaromir Jagr.
Absolutely. A name that just resonates, doesn't it?
It really does. Think of it like we're trying to dissect what makes a legend. You know, those pivotal moments, that almost stubborn determination.
That grit, yeah.
And the kind of performances that don't just win games, they sort of redefine what we even think is possible in sport.
Right. Our mission today is basically to unpack that greatness, see how athletes like Jagr actually rewrite the whole narrative of their sport.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Jagr's story, it's like a masterclass in sustained excellence, isn't it?
It really is. And it forces you to look beyond just the raw talent. You know, you have to consider the sheer force of will, the adaptability that's required to stay at the top for so incredibly long.
And it seems like his early experiences really laid the groundwork for all that.
Oh, definitely. What's fascinating is how those beginnings shaped that incredible endurance he had.
Okay, so let's go right back then. Kladno, Czechoslovakia. His upbringing on a farm. It sounds like it was more than just, a childhood home. It was foundational.
Totally foundational. You hear about this incredible work ethic, this raw physical strength that became his trademarks later on.
Yeah. And you wonder how those early days, directly translated to his dominance on the ice. Was it purely stamina, do you think, or something more?
Well, I think it's more than just being physically fit. Think about the problem solving you do in farm work, the repetition demanding mental toughness.
Right. The grind.
Exactly. And that direct link between effort and outcome. Those are all crucial qualities for any elite athlete.
That makes sense.
And then you add the emotional layer, like his jersey number, 68.
It's the tribute.
Yeah, a tribute to his grandfather, a quiet nod to the resilience of a nation during the Prague Spring. That kind of personal meaning, it can fuel an athlete in pretty profound ways.
It really adds a depth to his story, doesn't it? Beyond just the hockey player.
Absolutely.
And even as a young player back then, there are tales of his strength. His almost uncanny ability to control the game. I mean, his dad having him run, 8 or 10 kilometers to the farm and then work there as part of his training. That's next level dedication.
It really is. You have to wonder what kind of mental fortitude that builds, right?
Oh boy.
It speaks to a very direct, almost primal understanding of hard work equals results. And those early skating lessons, developing that incredible puck protection that wasn't just luck.
No, definitely not.
He was honing a craft, making it almost impossible for opponents to get the puck off him. It became his calling card, really.
So difficult to play against.
Exactly.
Then comes 1990, the NHL draft.
Yeah.
And this is where the legend really starts to, take shape on the big stage.
Right.
That story about him trying to maneuver his way to the Penguins.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Play with Lemieux. Telling other teams he might not come over right away, but promising Pittsburgh he would. Is that incredibly savvy or just wildly audacious for an 18-year-old?
Maybe a bit of both. It certainly shows remarkable self-awareness, doesn't it? And a clear vision of where he believes he could best develop.
Yeah, he wasn't just aiming for the NHL. He was aiming for a specific environment, a specific team.
That kind of strategic thinking so early in his career, it's pretty telling.
And he didn't just arrive in Pittsburgh. He immediately showed flashes of brilliance.
Right away.
Even though he was young. Teammates remember this almost childlike enthusiasm off the ice, but then on the ice.
Complete transformation.
Yeah. Incredible skill, that puck control. It's like he flipped a switch.
And what's fascinating is how quickly he absorbed knowledge from everyone around him. I mean, he was playing with absolute legends, Hall of Famers.
Lemieux, Coffey.
And he wasn't intimidated. He was like a sponge.
Yeah.
Especially working with assistant coach Rick Kehoe, refining his shot.
That willingness to learn, even when you're that talented, that's key, isn't it?
It's a hallmark of the greats.
And being put on a line with veterans like Brian Trottier and Troy Looney, that must have been invaluable for a young guy. New league, new country.
Oh, absolutely. They weren't just line mates. They were mentors helping him adjust. And you saw it, didn't you? He improved so much during that rookie season.
Steadily better.
And by the playoffs, he was a real difference maker.
Which, of course, culminated in those back-to-back Stanley Cups in 91 and 92.
Incredible start. Winning at that level so early, it just imprints a certain expectation and understanding of what it takes. It becomes part of your DNA as a player.
You can almost see that crystallize in moments like that goal. Game 1, 1992 final.
Oh, the goal. Yeah.
Down 3 late, and he just weaves through multiple defenders to tie it up. It wasn't luck. It was pure skill and strength under immense pressure.
That goal absolutely defined his arrival as a superstar, didn't it? It was strength, agility, and just this fearlessness to take people on when the stakes were highest.
Like announcing, I belong here and I can change the game. Okay, now let's shift to the trophy case. Because it got pretty full.
Just a bit.
5 Art Ross trophies, leading the league in points 5 times. And the kicker is, he did it as a non-Canadian player. That just speaks volumes about his sustained offensive dominance.
More than any other non-Canadian, yeah. It tells you about a relentless drive to produce, year after year after year. It's not just one great season.
It's maintaining that elite level.
Against the best competition in the world. And then you add the Hart Trophy in '99, the MVP.
Right.
And the 3 Lester B. Pearson Awards, now the Ted Lindsay, where his peers, the other players, voted him the most outstanding.
That peer respect, that's arguably the highest praise, isn't it?
It really is. It shows the kind of impact he had on the ice, night in and night out.
And then later, much later in his career, winning the Bill Masterton Trophy in 2016 for perseverance, sportsmanship, dedication. That shows the whole arc, right? Beyond just the points.
Exactly. It reflects the respect he earned over that incredibly long career. And the stats themselves, I mean, the raw numbers are just staggering.
Where do you even start?
Most career points and assists by a right winger. Most single-season points by a European-born player, 149.
Unbelievable season.
15 consecutive 30-goal seasons. 15 straight 70-point seasons? That's not just good, that's legendary consistency.
And the oldest player to score a hat trick at 42.
42. It almost defies logic. It's incredible.
It really does, which, I mean, perfectly leads us into his unbelievable longevity.
The defining characteristic, maybe?
Could be. 37 professional seasons, over 2,000 games. Longest career in professional ice hockey history. Played for, 14 different teams?
14 teams, 6 countries. USA, Canada, Czech Republic, Russia, Germany, Italy.
Wow. It's like he's witnessed the entire evolution of modern hockey firsthand.
Very good.
What do you think fueled that? Just pure love of the game? Or something else?
Well, a huge part was undoubtedly his relentless dedication to fitness. His training regimen was legendary.
Yeah, you hear stories.
Teammates talk about his almost obsessive commitment, calling the strength coach late at night for extra workouts, that kind of thing.
That's incredible discipline.
That level of personal investment in his physical conditioning is just rare. And he credited Paul Coffey, actually, for pushing him to another level in that regard early on. He was always looking for ways to improve, to push his limits.
And as he got older, he didn't just, coast. He actively adapted his game.
Crucial.
Leaning more on his strength, that incredible puck protection, to stay effective. Even in Dallas, he was realistic about it.
Yeah, I remember him saying they weren't maybe the prettiest team, but they could win by cycling the puck, relying on goaltending. He found new ways to contribute.
That adaptability is just key for that kind of longevity, isn't it? You can't play the same way for decades as the game changes around you.
Exactly. He understood his strengths and how to leverage them in different situations, on different teams, at different ages.
And think about the surreal experience for younger guys coming into the league.
Oh, yeah.
And suddenly you're sharing a locker room with a guy whose poster you had on your wall growing up.
Huh. That happened quite a bit, I imagine. It's a powerful testament to just how long he played at a high level.
It bridges generations of hockey fans and players. And then his commitment to his hometown team in Kladno, owning it and continuing to play for them.
Even into his 50s.
Into his 50s.
Yeah.
Becoming the oldest goal scorer in professional hockey history at 52. That's just unparalleled dedication.
It's the kind of story you almost wouldn't believe if it wasn't actually happening. That deep connection to where he came from, his desire to just keep playing. It's truly unique.
And we haven't even really touched on his international career yet.
Which is also phenomenal, representing the Czech Republic. Olympic gold in Nagano 98.
Legendary team.
2 IIHF World Championships, 2005 and 2010. He carried the Czech flag at the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver.
A true national icon.
Absolutely. MVP of the Worlds in 2010 as well. His international success just cements his legendary status. He wasn't just an NHL star. He represented his country with immense passion and achieved huge victories.
So, shifting gears a bit maybe to his off-ice persona. You hear about this strong will, a guy who definitely knew what he wanted.
Wanted things his way, yeah, even from a young age.
But at the same time, there's this consistent narrative of him being a dedicated student of the game. How do those two aspects fit together?
Well, often the most successful people are those with a strong inner drive and a willingness to learn, right? He had a clear vision for himself, but he also understood he needed to constantly refine his skills, his knowledge, to stay ahead.
So conviction, but also curiosity.
Exactly. That combination of conviction and a thirst for improvement is incredibly powerful.
And you can't talk about Jagr without mentioning the number 68 again. The significance there.
Definitely not just a random choice.
No, it was that deeply personal tribute to his grandfather, a symbol of his patriotism, remembering the Prague Spring. It adds another whole layer to his identity.
It shows there was always more to his career than just hockey, that connection to his family, his national identity. It provided an extra layer of motivation, of meaning.
And his decision to return to Europe later, partly to be closer to his parents, recognizing their sacrifices. That speaks volumes, too.
Shows a strong sense of family loyalty, absolutely.
He also talked pretty openly about his genuine love for hockey, didn't he? Recognizing the unique life it gave him compared to other jobs.
Yeah, you always got the sense it wasn't just a job for him. It was a true passion, something he felt lucky to do.
And of course, who could forget the traveling Jaggers?
The mullets. The jerseys.
Fantastic.
Those fans became such a fun, iconic part of his later NHL years, following him from team to team.
They really encapsulate that connection he built with fans over such a long, storied career. It's a fun, visual representation of his lasting impact and the affection people still have for him.
So, okay, let's try and put it all together. Where does Jaromir Jagr fit in the pantheon of hockey greats?
Oh, top tier. Unquestionably.
His 1,921 NHL points are second only to Gretzky. His 766 goals rank third all-time. He's widely seen as the most productive European player in NHL history. He is unequivocally one of the all-time legends, full stop. And the what-if scenario, those 3 seasons he spent playing in Russia.
Right, in the KHL.
It's always a fascinating point. Some genuinely believe he might have actually challenged Gretzky's goal record, which seems untouchable if he'd stayed in the NHL those years.
It's a tantalizing thought, isn't it?
Wow.
Crazy to even consider challenging Gretzky's numbers.
It really is.
And it's interesting, while he's an absolute icon in Pittsburgh, you still hear some fans there maybe put Lemieux or Crosby slightly ahead.
Which just speaks to the unbelievable level of talent that franchise has been blessed with over the years.
It's not really a knock on Jagr at all.
Not at all. It's more a reflection of the truly exceptional careers of those other 2 guys. All 3 represent the absolute pinnacle of hockey excellence. It's an incredible legacy for one team.
Well, the story of Jaromir Jagr is truly something else, isn't it? It's not just about the stats or the trophies, impressive as they are.
No, it's much more.
It's about the power of that unwavering dedication, the constant ability to adapt and evolve over decades, and just a deep, enduring love for the game.
His impact resonates far beyond the ice. It inspires fans, players, generations, really.
His journey really makes you think, doesn't it? What truly defines greatness? Is it just that raw, natural talent? Or is it maybe more about that relentless, decades-long pursuit of excellence that etches a name into legend?
It's a great question to ponder. His career certainly makes a strong case for the latter.
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for listening to Sportpen.